Students, so hopefully you managed to get through the video from Monday's class and you got through your student-led conferences yesterday, which means that you're here on Thursday. And as I said, we're going to be using the content that was delivered from Monday's class, and we're going to be putting it into an activity today. This activity is really going to set you up for the outcome task that's coming next week. It's very similar, it's a shortened version, and it's on a small scale, and there's a few hints for you. It's in Compass, it's under our week that we're in at the moment, which is week 4 for term 3, and it's the suburb surfing activity. So let's have a look at this suburb surfing activity. This should take you no longer than 60 minutes. If it's taking you any longer than 60 minutes, we need to actually get quicker with our research. Now, I've just placed in here that health status continuum for you, just as a little bit of a reminder, and to also trigger to you the setting up of this task. So you need to talk about 3 suburbs here. Your suburb is going to be in this middle column. What you believe is the healthiest suburb in Victoria, and what you believe is the unhealthiest suburb in Victoria will go in this left-hand column over here. Now, a reminder to you of a couple of things. Number 1, your suburb, and I've written it down here, does not have to sit in the middle of the continuum around the 5 to 6 out of 10, like it shows in this diagram. So maybe something that you're going to be writing in here is, where do you think your suburb sits on the continuum? Your suburb might be an 8 or a 7. Your suburb might be a 2 or a 3. And why? And then can you find a suburb in Victoria that you believe is a 9 or 10? And can you find a suburb in Victoria that you believe is around that 1 to 2? So once you've named your suburb, you've given your postcode for that suburb, maybe a little bit of background around just with 1 or 2 sentences of why you made that choice to look into that suburb, a reminder to you that data is your best friend. Data will help back up any points that you're making. So you might go into this task, open up that table and think, oh, I know which one I'm going to put in the healthiest, or I know which one I'm going to put in the unhealthiest. But there needs to be data that proves that what you're saying is correct. You need to make sure that you can find some research, some evidence, some numbers. You will notice that I've actually taken the scaffold away a little bit in this task in comparison to last week's outcome task. I'm not giving you a direct website to look at. I'm not telling you exactly where to go. All I'm going to say is this: be very careful that what you read on Wikipedia is official data and statistics. You might need to get a second check of the data that you read if you're going to use Wikipedia. I would highly recommend any of the .gov websites that you can find that have data for Australia, in particular for Victoria, around the health status and the numbers. I'm really interested to see what you prioritize looking at. Is it some of the morbidity and mortality we spoke about in the last couple of weeks? Is it going to be the socioeconomic status or the socio-cultural factors? And what are your ideas around? Not every student's going to have the same 3 columns here, so I'm really interested to see what you think. Good luck.